It's nothing against the club. It's no other reason. I just need some time away from the game. Anyone involved in football management knows it's pretty relentless, and it's starting to take over my life, and I need to focus on a few other things, work being one of them.
I believe that you're still going to be involved in the club, though, from a business perspective. Is that right?
Yeah, I've said I'll do as much as I can. I'm not promising I'll be there all the time, but I'm always there if the club need to ask questions or if they need any advice, or and I will still do as much as I can away from the pitch. But it's just the pressures of I won't have to be there every week, I won't have to be at every meeting, I won't have to be at every training session. It'll sort of be on my own terms and in my own time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes to show this is kind of the unknown side of football, especially grassroots football. It does take up a lot of your time. You're not really paid for it. There's a lot of commitment, time-wise, emotionally, and all the rest of it. Do you think you'll ever return to the dugout, or has this put you off in a way?
It's a tough question to answer this early on. Right now, I'm just focused on, like I say, having a break. Spending time with my family. Getting out and I'll still go and watch football. Get out and see some games. Most probably Denton, to be fair. To keep supporting the lads that are still there. And I've got a season ticket at City, so I'll enjoy going watching that for a bit. But it's too hard to say right now. I need a few weeks, months maybe to just relax, chill out, and might miss it in 3 months' time and be itching to get back involved. But I'll never say never. But right now it's just to focus on the break, really.
Yeah, I mean, you've been with the club a good few years. When you came in, you wanted to stabilise it. You've done that. Do you feel like it's job achieved for yourself? Do you leave with no regrets, and are you happy to leave in the state it is?
I leave with regrets because although stabilising the club, I always said I wanted to be the man to get them back into the Cheshire Prem. Unfortunately, that's not happened. I wanted to win county cups, cup competitions, failed to do that. But sometimes people have said to me, it's not about a trophy. It's not about not being back in the Prem. It's more about where you've left the club. And to be fair, when I went in, I said as long as I leave it in a better place than what I found it, then yeah, I hold my hands up and I'd hold my head up high. So in that perspective, yes, I'm really happy with where I've left it. I hope the club can sort of kick on from where they are and don't go stale, don't go backwards. But it's just the only regret I've got is not getting back into the Premier Division, which they fully deserve.
I mean, I've seen the reaction to your departure online, people giving you loads of well wishes. Does that comfort you in a way, knowing that people know you've done a good job?
Yeah, to be fair, being in football, you come across a lot of different people. Some of them have become good friends, people I speak to on a regular basis. So it's nice to hear from people that I've spoke to in the last couple of years. Some people I've not heard from since I took over at Denton, to be fair, all giving them well wishes. It's always nice to hear. It shows that people acknowledging the work you've done, and it shows you've done the job you set out to do. And some people saying I'll come back from it even stronger, which I've had a couple of offers since, but it's just not something that I really want to consider right now, and I need some time away. It's nice for people to say nice things about you and acknowledge what you've done. I'd rather have that than people be saying bad things, to be fair. Yeah.
So, on reflection, what's your fondest memory during your time at the club?
Last season was a big one. After the start, we had losing, I think it was the first 4 games, to then put a massive run together and end up finishing, second in the league. That was a massive achievement after the start we had, and that's something that I'm really proud of. Maybe that's impacted this season in terms of when you come off the back of a good season, don't get the rewards we deserve with not getting a promotion. I suppose it's always hard to follow up in a way. You look at a professional game, clubs like Leeds come up in the first season to the Premier Division, finish 7th, 8th or wherever it was. The season after, though, it's always like an hangover season where they struggled like mad, and that's how I looked at it for Denton this season. Really, we had a target on our backs from the first game. and clubs sort of raised their game by 10-20% every time they played us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, last season obviously we had the County Cup final in our first year, which obviously we didn't win, but to get to that in the first season with the way the club was when we took over was a massive achievement as well. But biggest things, working with some of the people I've worked with some great people on the coaching staff, and some top players who won't stop at Denton, and they'll go and make some money out of the game, I'm sure.
Brilliant stuff. Obviously, you're leaving the club in good hands. Can you tell, for those people that don't know, who's taking over your role as manager just for the time being?
Yeah, so Dave and Sam were both working with myself. So Dave's going to step in and take over as manager, and Sam's first team coach. That's been confirmed till the end of the season. Personal preference is just to keep that continuity. All the lads know who they are and stuff, and it's hard to go and find someone at this point in the season anyway. So it's down to Dave and Sam now to put their stamp on things and hopefully pick up where I've left it.